Breaking news right now this morning as the President of the United States is about to address the American people on the big issues at hand in forced stimulus. Of all those details as well. And we'll go over the calculation of forced stimulus and also that missing $1,400 third stimulus check and why it's coming this Wednesday, April 7th. Across the land, millions of Americans got that update from the IRS tool over the weekend that you may not have. I'll explain to you how that $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing this Wednesday if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. Also, if you're on the Direct Express card, and why now more than ever you need to make the push for those reoccurring stimulus checks by reconciliation. I'll be going over the counterproposal from the Republicans and explain why you don't want this to go by counterproposal. This is Mornings LA. It's a big morning, and the President of the United States is about to address the American people. I'll be jumping in the live chat and interacting with you. The big issue at hand is forced stimulus. Also, that reoccurring stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package and the third stimulus check. I'll be interacting with you right now as I jump into the live chat and see what your comments are. There's Betty, and there's Charlotte, and there's Phaedra, and there's Shawnee. How are you? It's a big morning, and let me give you the big update as we start the new morning. The president's about to address the American people, and I will cut into that live feed as soon as it happens. But good morning. How are you? It's a great Monday morning. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter on Sunday. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because, boy, in the next few days, the other items of third stimulus are about to go live. And right after you get the stimulus check, you want to get this other money. It's money for you if you make less than $50,000 a year, and I'm going to ensure you get this money. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let me go over what's happening right now. $1,400 third stimulus checks were sent out in wave number 3 last Friday. Those stimulus checks were sent out. And despite whatever wave we're looking at, they will always not have a problem with those tools. Sometimes the IRS tool updates itself for some people, and sometimes for other people, it never updates itself. And what's important to understand is that those checks are landing. Those checks are landing. In a press conference on Friday, the president specifically addressed the American people about the stimulus checks and he actually mentioned April 7th. This is what you need to know. On Friday, Treasury sent out a massive wave of stimulus checks. Thank you, Charlotte, for the massive super chat. Really appreciate it, the dancing bear. That $1,400 third stimulus check was sent out to millions of Americans on Friday. If you bank at certain banks, the funds were released to you. If this is your bank and you hear it in the list that I'm about to give you, you should watch that deposit today. If it's not there, you should presume it's coming in the mail. Those banks that released the funds on Friday are Bancorp, Chime, Cash App, also H&R Block Green Emerald Card, TurboTax, Green Dot, Brinks, and California Bank and Trust. Those were the ones that released the funds on Friday and Saturday. Then the rest started to give those updates on Saturday in the tool. These are the banks releasing the funds on Wednesday. Direct Express by Comerica, especially if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. And that also includes veterans. Veterans will not have to wait till the week after to get those stimulus checks. We got confirmation from veterans over the weekend that they have a pending deposit for Wednesday. And then we also have those mail checks. More about those mail checks in a second. But if you use that IRS tool on the weekend and it did not show a result for you, do not worry. Millions of Americans who use that IRS tool never see a result. It sometimes doesn't work. But viewer Margie had the fix for 80 to 90% of viewers over the weekend, which was go to the IRS tool and type in the address in all caps. Sometimes change the abbreviation of the street or avenue name as well. That sometimes makes the difference in getting that alert in the tool. But if you still do not see an alert in the tool, the stimulus check is coming. It's coming on April 7th, and here is who is getting it. Everyone who is an individual who made less than $75,000. Anyone that's a married couple that makes less than $150,000. Also, children who are dependents on someone else's tax return, it's coming as a household check. And also, those who are adult dependents who are on someone else's tax return, it comes together. It's really very, very clear and wonderful. People who are not getting the stimulus checks are people who are dependent on someone else's tax return. It doesn't come to you. People who have a representative payee, it's not coming to you. It's going to those other people. Now, how about those mail checks? Those mail checks, as AJ, one of the viewers in the video right before this, said, stay positive, because guess what? His March 26 check showed up today. Those March 26 mail checks are still coming, and they're coming late. And AJ, in the video before this, in the comments, said, I just got that March 26 check today. I am so excited. Thank you, and tell everyone to stay positive. I'm really imploring people to stay positive because it does come. The President of the United States is about to address the American people, and I will cut into that live feed as soon as it happens. I'm watching for that live feed to occur. But what's important to understand is that under forced stimulus, those Democrats want those reoccurring stimulus checks. They want reoccurring stimulus checks to run monthly. The amount they don't give us, but the eligibility they do. It would be the same eligibility for the current stimulus checks. So what do you need to know? What you need to know is that you would qualify for this. You would absolutely qualify for these monthly stimulus checks. Here's what you need to know. When you look at this number is a reality. That number is a reality. Why? Because 21 of 50 Democrats want you to have monthly stimulus checks to the end of this year. And if the number is $1,400 to $2,000, away you go. That's $12,000, $8,000, $9,000. It's more money than SSI and SSDI of $2,400. It's 4 times the amount to 6 times the amount. It's more than hazard pay, and it's more than FPUC retro. And while they may not be talking about those subjects as often as you would like, they are talking about giving you $8,000 to $12,000. This is what you need to do. Purple power, you need to do your thing. You need to push, 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 and get behind those Democratic senators and say the following. Don't do a bipartisan bill. Because if they do a bipartisan bill, the Republicans won't give you stimulus checks, and they certainly won't give you reoccurring stimulus checks. If they do a bipartisan bill, the situation drags out, and every month it drags out, you don't get a stimulus check. Moreover, if you watch the video before this, if this drags out too long, the jobs may be restored to the economy, and those 21 Democrats may back off and say, we're not doing those stimulus checks anymore, folks. We've rebounded the economy. So you need to take these videos and share them on social media. Tag those Democratic senators and say, hashtag MSC. When I launched hashtag MSC last year as the push for the purple power, which refers to the family of this channel, M referred to monthly. And guess what? It's now monthly. They want to do monthly stimulus checks. Hashtag MSC. You want those Democrats to get that bill as quickly as possible. Let me explain to you why. A Republican counterproposal came over the weekend, and the Republican counterproposal was to force stimulus. That Republican counterproposal provides, of course, no stimulus checks. And the Republican proposal would take the bill proposed by the President of the United States and reduce anything from it that is not infrastructure. This is what Roy Blunt, the guy you're looking at right now, said Sunday. I think there's an easy win here for the White House. If we would take the win, we would just do the infrastructure, which is about 30% of the bill. And even if you stretch the infrastructure to include other things, that would be about $600 billion. If we go back and forth and look at roads and bridges and airports and maybe the underground water systems, you'd be about 30% of the bill. I think you can do that with some innovative things and look at how we deal with electric vehicles. Well, the White House responded to the situation and said, no, we're not going to do that. The White House wants to do climate. And the White House's National Economic Council Director, Brian Deese, said this. You're looking at Deese's photo right now. Let's also think long-term about where the investment is that we can make it readily drive more, not just job growth, but also better job growth. Here's what you need to know, is that a reconciliation bill would not give you, a reconciliation bill would give you reoccurring stimulus checks. A reconciliation bill would go to the Senate, and then with the vote-a-rama in those 2 days when the bill lands there, they would make the amendment and put those monthly stimulus checks in there, the Democratic senators. The president's not going to have it in his bill. The Democratic senators are going to do it when the bill lands in the Senate. But if the president does not do reconciliation and tries to amend the bill with the Republicans and tries to do a bipartisan agreement, there won't be stimulus checks. In fact, the hope of stimulus may dwindle very quickly. What's important to understand is you need to take this video and push Purple Power. Push the Democratic senators and say, get the bill out. Get it done by reconciliation. Don't wait around. On Friday, Mitch McConnell says, I'm not supporting this bill. So if he's not supporting, you don't want the bill to sit around. You want it to get to the finish line. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second, and I'll be jumping into the live chat with you in just 10 seconds from now and going over that $14 third stimulus check. And also, I'll be cutting back to the president's live address to the American people. But first, here's a little bit about the community page, which I'm going to touch on after the commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on LALATE this morning. And boy, during the commercial break, some viewers absolutely were helping other viewers. That's the spirit of this channel. One person helping another. And I want to read some of the comments that people were saying during the commercial break. Tracy Lee Fumi said, "Thank you, LALATE. I listened to you and I put my address in caps, capital letters. It brought up my notice of the stimulus check, that it will be by direct deposit, April 7th. Mr. LALATE, you and your LALATE family are awesome. Thank you for everything." I really appreciate that. And thank you to Margie, who is part of the Purple Power family, who came up with that message as well. And here was ABN. ABN told Kathy Rigg. Kathy was having a problem with her help. ABN stepped up and helped another viewer of this channel. That's the spirit of the Purple Power. Viewers helping viewers. ABN said, "Kathy, try this. Get a copy of your mail check and look at an old envelope with your mailing address as it is and copy it word by word into the IRS tool." What great advice from ABN. This is great advice. ABN is basically saying, type exactly the letters and the words, the way it's capitalized, the way it's not capitalized, word by word into the tool, and that will likely show your result. As I explained over the last couple months, the IRS tool is very finicky about punctuation, capitalization, spacing, abbreviations, and that's why they may not recognize you. And suddenly we have viewers making these slight modifications of how they type something, and it works. If this sort of sounds like EIDL from 2020, it is. In EIDL in 2020, I told viewers how a slight modification will make the difference of getting thousands of dollars, and away we go. Let me jump into the live chat with you. But first, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is a channel that's making history across the board. And it's time for you to make history again. Why? You need to push the senators who are Democrats to get this forced stimulus by reconciliation now. You need it out the door now so that it lands there as soon as possible for the reasons detailed early in this video. Also, like this video. Let's try to do 3,000 likes. Let me jump into the live chat. If you have questions or comments, I'm happy to answer them right now. Jeffrey, thank you, LA, for keeping our stress level down. I appreciate that, Jeffrey. Give patience, it will come, says Richard. Absolutely. Pamela, does anyone from the Veterans Administrations have a pending check? Yes, that's a great question. So I had a lot of viewers have pending checks. I have a lot of viewers who got stimulus checks since early March under this third stimulus package. But the question is, did any veterans get a pending check for next Wednesday? Yes, I had veterans get pending checks for next Wednesday. So great question for Pamela. Let me see some more of the comments right now. Sug Force, LA, can you specify to others on SSI that if they work and they also receive SSI, they need to file taxes to get their stimulus check right? Not correct. The issue about the tax return for purposes of SSI is when Treasury doesn't know where you are. The major issue when we're talking about stimulus checks is, does Treasury know where you are, where you're located, how old you are? And if they know that, you're fine. If they don't know that, then you have an issue. And the big issue for people on SSI and SSDI is, does Treasury know where you are? This is why that Representative Neal letter made no sense. They know where you are because they send you benefits every month. But if you're on SSI and you have a child and you don't file a tax return, does IRS know about that child? No. Does IRS know about that child to give them a stimulus check? No. Does IRS know about that child to give them the $3,600 starting the month of July? No. So these are fixes that IRS is working on, and you and I as a family are ensuring that you get that money. Great question. Let me see some more of the comments. Did anyone get an April 2nd mail check, says Marquita. I had about 3 viewers who did. Makita Thomas, March 26th check came in the mail today. Congratulations, Matitokai Thomas. The March 26th mail check just came in the mail today. Debbie Cox said she just got her April 7th check on her card today. Congratulations. Let's see some more of the questions and comments. LA, but that's what I need to do, is maybe the tool will work for me because it hasn't worked for me. No matter who you are, 50% of those viewers, the tool may never work for a person. It's sometimes just so finicky about a particular typing of an address. And the president's about to go live. Let's listen in to this special video.
Good afternoon. Jill and I thank you for joining us today. And we have a special guest left here. I'm thankful to our friends of the White House Historical Association and the National Park Service for helping us deliver thousands of commemorative eggs to vaccination sites and communities and health care centers all across America. Easter's a day of joy when we celebrate resurrection and renewal. But this year, we know many are still going without the familiar comforts of the season. The virus is not gone, and the second year in a row, most will be apart from their families, their friends, and the full congregation that fill us with so much joy. But the Scripture tells us, joy cometh in the morning. As we celebrate the renewal of this season, we know that longed-for dawn is almost here. We will rebuild our nation. We will re-engage and reimagine what we can be. We'll remember that with faith, hope, and love, anything is possible. And we look forward to next year when the White House will ring with joy of the season once again, and there'll be an Easter egg roll, God willing. May God bless you all. May God protect our troops and take care of the Easter Bunny. Thank you all very, very much. All right. Stand in the middle, Easter Bunny. Right here. Get in the middle.
Come here.
There you go. Right here. All right.
Here you go.
Nice to see you all.
Here, Easter Bunny.
You can't even see. You got to squeeze. You got it, man. All right. Thank you all.
Okay.
Okay.
And you've just been watching a live address of the President of the United States with the Easter Bunny. Were there some stimulus checks in those eggs? I don't know. But the toast is toast and the butter is buttering. The Easter eggs are not particularly in this broadcast. But I'll be jumping into the live chat with you right now and see some of your questions and comments across the board. We were before the Easter Bunny joined us. I was answering some of your questions in the live chat. Let me jump back into that live chat right now. What is the plus stimulus check? Oh, thank you, Tim Norton, for giving me that that fee. Tim Norton, your check is in the mail. That was among my notes that I was going to get to in this video. So there is a stimulus plus that's happening today. IRS is sending viewers of this of millions of Americans more money. And let me explain what this stimulus plus is. If you filed a 2019 tax return and the IRS saw the 2019 tax return and said, you made $77,000, so we're not going to give you $1,400. We're going to give you $1,350 as a stimulus check. They gave you a reduced stimulus check because the 2019 tax return may have been over the income threshold. And then you went and filed a 2020 tax return, and it showed you made $40,000 last year. So then they're going to come back and give you the remainder. Let me explain what's going on. What's going on is the IRS sends out stimulus checks based upon your most recent tax return. Your most recent tax return may have been the 2019 tax return and may have been above the threshold level. And that's why you may have gotten less than $1,400 when your stimulus check came. But then when you filed a 2020 tax return, it showed you were below the threshold that should have gotten the full stimulus check. They're sending that refund back to you. They're sending a lot of refunds over the next few days, and that is among them. Let me jump back in the live chat and answer some more of your great questions, and that was really a wonderful question. Nancy, VA hasn't gotten their third stimulus check. They have. That's absolutely untrue. I've had viewers who are veterans who have gotten stimulus checks since the first stimulus round of March 17th. I've had veterans who got a stimulus check in March 24th, and also veterans who got stimulus checks last week. I also have had veterans send me their pending deposits for next week. Brian, I'm on SSDI, but haven't gotten the second stimulus check. Will I get the third? So there is a concern for anyone who did not get that first or second stimulus check. You were supposed to file a tax return to request it. If you didn't do that in advance, you may not get that third stimulus check because they may not have the information for you about that. Tammy, when will the extra money come if you filed before the unemployment discount was signed? Okay, so this is a great question about the unemployment tax refund. Let me answer that question right now. If you have been watching this channel over the last few weeks, the third stimulus package provides that the first $10,200 of your unemployment benefits is tax-free if you made less than $150,000 in 2020. Of that $150,000, by the way, the unemployment does not count towards it. So this is what Treasury said on Friday. If you have filed a tax return and paid taxes on that first $10,200 of unemployment, they're sending you a tax refund check in May. Automatically, you don't have to do anything. Next, if you have not taken out for taxes on your unemployment benefits and not filed your tax return, go right ahead and now file your tax return. But remember, when calculating it, the first $10,200 is tax-free. That includes UI, PUA, FPUC. Third, if you're one of those people who had taxes taken out for your unemployment benefits in 2020, every week you took out for taxes, but you've not filed your new tax return in April, wait. You got till May because they did an extension. Wait, because they're about to give advisory how to make that calculation so that you get that money put back in. That's among the several things that Treasury is about to update. The other one is about the children who are 16 and 17 years of younger. They have that advisory coming out about how to advise Treasury that you exist so you get that money. Great question. April, LALATE, has anyone with not available on the IRS tool gotten their stimulus check? Yes. Nearly 50% of the viewers of this channel, the IRS tool never works for, and they get their stimulus check. I have a very, very, very almost non-existent number of viewers who the tool does not work for, and they don't get the stimulus check. Teresa, I listened to you and filed taxes, and they realized I had 3 children instead of 1. Thank you for your help. Yes, this is where IRS knowing you have a child is a big issue for Teresa. Teresa, that will help you as well. What Teresa's talking about is she filed a tax return to alert IRS that she has 3 children, not 1. This is going to be big for Teresa come July. Why? Because in July, if those children are under a certain age, she will get $3,600 to $3,000 paid in monthly installments. Had she not told IRS about those children, then she would have had to do a fix. For now, it's fixed for at the moment. When are we going to get the forced stimulus? Chantel. So let me go over forced stimulus. Great question, Chantel. So forced stimulus would require the bill to get to the Senate by reconciliation. It can get to the Senate in 2 months by reconciliation. That would be May. My thoughts is if the bill got to the Senate in June, then those checks could go out in July every month. And this is why it's important for you to understand this horizon. If you're looking at this chart, while the chart says June to December, I'm referring to the bill becomes law in June and you get the checks in July. This is what you need to know. July is a while from now. And if you're getting a $14 third stimulus check on Wednesday, well, this is April. What are you going to do between now and July? You're going to get third stimulus. This is the big money that's available for you under third stimulus. If you make less than $45,000 a year, this is you. And I want you to get this money. And let me go over it starting right now. First, rent, utilities will be going to your city, county, and state in the next few days. That rent and utilities does not require you to be behind on the rent from a federal standpoint. All it requires is federal hardship directly or indirectly because of the pandemic. Now, here's what you need to know. The standards will be determined by your city, county, and state, of which they can have different standards. Your city can have one standard and your state can have a different standard. So make a diary and a log for yourself of where your city hall, your county hall, your state hall, and then the housing authority at the state level, county, and city are located, because you're going to want to reach out to them to get that rent money. That is rent and utilities. It's going to be a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it's not going to be around anymore. This will be the only time it'll be around. Last week in Los Angeles, they started sending out notices that we have that money available, so come and get it. Then for property owners, if you need help with mortgages, whether private or publicly held, like Fannie or Freddie, that's going to be in the same location. And it also will include utility bills for property owners and other housing costs. That will be also administered by your city, state, and county. Then the money for college students, $1,700. Reach out to your financial aid advisor right now. The $3,600 for children, or $3,000 for children, starts in the month of July, but in the next few days, Treasury is going to get the advisory how to update them about the existence of those children to ensure you get that money. Also, SNAP, while that will not go away, it is extended by 15% to December. Then there is also the child care tax credit, which is $4,000 for one child or $8,000 for two or more, based upon how much your child care costs are. And then we go into the other money. And that other money that's really big is that money for businesses. The EIDL grant is about to go live. The shuttered venue grant is about to go live. Also about to go live is the PPP extension, which was signed by executive order by the president on Friday, and other items at EIDL over the next few days. Let me jump back into your live comments and answer some more of your questions that you have right now. I don't have to file taxes because I'm on SSI. I didn't know I'd have to claim my stepdaughter. How do I do that now? So Jimmy H. So Jimmy H is a very common situation. Jimmy H, who I think got his stimulus check, is on SSI, doesn't file tax returns, but has a stepchild. Now the question is, how does Jimmy H get that child's stimulus check? You're going to get advisory over the next few days from Treasury how to fix the situation for the third stimulus check, Jimmy. We currently know that you can file a tax return right now and get that missing $1,800 for that child under the first and second stimulus check. If that child is less than 17 years of age, you can get $1,800 for that child for that unpaid first and second stimulus check by going to a tax preparer, requesting that missing first two stimulus checks. What I would advise is not do that yet, because you need that, and you also need to get the third stimulus check from her, and you also have to update Treasury that the child exists and is with you. Because ultimately, then if that child is 17 to 6, you'll be getting $250 a month for her or him, $3,000 over 12 months. So that's a lot of money for that child. $3,000 starting month of July, $1,800 of first and second stimulus checks, and $1,400 for the third stimulus checks. You have a lot of money available for her. I would wait a few more days till we get that advisory coming. Let me see some more of the questions and comments. Feng Shui, what's with the March 26th mail check? Yes, so we've had 3 viewers today already in the comments say they just got it. They said it's coming. So just give patience to it. Let me see some more of the comments right now. What day is the EIDL supposed to go live, or do we not know yet? We do not know yet. So that's a real big question at the moment. And there you are. We've seen everything in this video this morning. We've seen the Easter Bunny. You've seen the Easter Bunny. You've seen the president. You've seen the First Lady. You've seen me. You've seen the Republican counter proposal. You've seen the talk of the reoccurring stimulus checks. We've also covered that $14 third stimulus check landing this week. A lot of details, and guess what? We need another video for this. So I'm going to be back with you in just a little bit as noontime heats up on this channel. Stay with me because the big breaking news is about to hit in just a few minutes. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. I'll be interacting with you live in the next videos as well. So bring those questions then as well. Stay informed, stay focused, and save LA for more.